Mike, it's a pleasure to be with you on the show today. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You asked me earlier, well, actually, you were talking with someone about the number 42.
The number 42.
Which happens to be my favorite number. If any of you nerds out there remember, it is the ultimate number from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, that was
by
a
Douglas Adams.
Excellent novel, and I read it.
Yeah.
I didn't read the whole thing, to be perfectly honest with you. I read most of it, but it was a fascinating read.
Well, many people do not know this, but Douglas Adams was an early computer programmer.
Okay.
And in ASCII, the number 42 is represented with an asterisk.
Interesting.
Yes.
I was not aware of that.
As we know, represents
the wild card.
The wild card.
Yeah. That is a big programming component.
So one of the philosophies I take away from the number 42 and the asterisks and that wild card kind of thing is you got to be flexible. It says be flexible here, right here on your list, Tom.
Oh, all right.
In front of me. Flexible. 42 means flexible.
So just
flexible
so that you
of mind, flexible of body. Yeah.
Yeah, and just so that everybody that's listening knows, when Mike and I started this Wednesday morning podcast, I think like about 3 months ago,
maybe 3.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, and you've been at the Ren Fair for a few weeks. We'll talk about that in a moment. But Mike was like, hey, what do I do with this? And I wrote down these 4 things. The first is listen to yourself, and that's basically same thing I have to do is listen to myself on the air because we're not good at listening to ourselves,
Nobody's good at listening to their own selves. Yeah. That's why we have to reflect, be flexible, talk to others.
Yep. Research 15 minutes per episode. And I think we got that accomplished just so well.
Sometimes it's 42 minutes.
Yeah. Timing and cadence. So kind of like, I think we do this very naturally.
Yes.
It's like we know when to pause, when to not pause.
When to have dog paws, when to have bear paws, when to have bear claws, when it's coffee time.
Yaws.
And mostly be flexible, which is the point of the show today.
Right. So, the number 42.
There's the whole mind, body, spirit thing. And that whole idea of being flexible. One of the things that you see with old folk who are not flexible, if they get all stooped over, everything starts curling up. And then you see these very virile old folk, and it's because they have remained flexible in body and probably flexible in mind too.
See, all this time I thought it was Viagra.
That's helpful, but that's not flexible. That's hard.
So everybody, welcome to AM Rockland News. I'm your host, Tom Osa.
And I'm Mike Kluger, and there's hard rock at Rockland Music Fest.
September 27th at Clover Stadium with our headliner, Magical Mystery Doors, playing Doors, Beatles, and Led Zeppelin music, plus a plethora of local bands.
Including Chickens and Beefs.
And the proceeds go to Meals on Wheels Rockland. That does help our seniors.
Chicken and beef to Meals on Wheels.
Yes.
So we're serving up Tito to Meals on Wheels.
Tito, well, I got to tell you, Tito and I, and we're both drummers, is sometimes when I walk around the house, I realize to myself that Tito and I are starting to walk the same way, just like a tiny bit hunched over. And it's just from all the work we got to do, man.
It's hard on the hips.
It is.
You guys with your hi-hats and your bass drums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy lifting and stuff like that. And you've been doing some heavy lifting too over the last several weeks.
Being a stagehand, doing some brewery stuff,
Mm-hmm. You were over at the Ren Fair.
Oh yes, the Ren Fair.
Did you enjoy it?
It's a fun place to be. They're really cool people, and it's kind of like this seasonal. I get to see these people for 2 months, and we do this cool hard things, basically putting on a show.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it just happens to be 2 days a week for eight weeks, and an extra day on Labor Day. In the hot, in the wet, in the humid.
Yeah. That it is a labor of love in that, like the vendors too, because they're underneath tents. It gets pretty warm and everything.
Right.
But creating joy for the people that come by.
Joy for the locals, because we are all about the local here on Rockland AM.
That's right, we are. I am Rockland's News, but yeah. And going back to the whole 42 thing, and the reason
Yes.
why we're bringing up the number 42 in many different iterations is that Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Rockland County is celebrating their 42nd anniversary, and they're doing a gala on October 4th. You can learn more at bbbsofrc.org. And
They'll be hanging out in Suffern.
yeah, it's in Suffern at the Crown Plaza. And,
Yep.
they got the cocktail hour, they got the appetizers, they got the raffle, 85-inch TV that they're raffling off. Pretty damn amazing.
And some stay somewhere upstate or something.
Yeah.
Well,
So, that number 42 seemed to resonate. And so let's talk about that wild card. So the number 42 and what was written in the book, the book,
the Book of Adams,
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and it's a very famous line is like, the answer is 42.
But I forgot what the question was.
The answer is 42.
Correct.
The answer to everything is 42.
Correct.
So how did it come about? Is it because it's like a wild card number, or what do you think?
There are those who speculate, and I'm sure all of our fellow nerds out there will look it up on the internet faster than we can tell the story. But Douglas Adams was a bit of a nerd himself, and he chose that number for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it resonates because we need to be able to handle the variables in our lives that are really can be anything.
Right.
Like 42 could be good, it could be bad. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
It's everything.
And I'm 49 years old now. I'm going to be 50 at the end of October.
I would like to say I am 42 plus 10.
There you go. All right. So you have 10 years of experience with 42.
I love 42. Yes.
So when you turned 42, and it was a footnote in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm at this number 42.
Yeah.
What were you feeling, or what were you experiencing at the age of 42?
A lot of transition.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of transition. It's an interesting time, the 40s, because your body starts transitioning,
Mm-hmm.
your lifestyles, like everything seems to not be the same as it used to be, and you're cool with that, except you're like, but I don't know where I'm changing to.
Yeah, like knowing that change is happening, but not necessarily knowing the direction or the form it will take.
Right. The path isn't clear. It's we're going somewhere. We're going kind of fast. I hope I don't die.
Yeah.
You
hit the nail on the head.
So that goes back with being flexible, right? So they talked about people who have fallen from great heights out of planes, helicopters, buildings, whatever. But either they were unconscious or whatever, and their body was so flexible that when it struck the ground, it just kind of bounced.
Right.
And the person woke up and walked away, as opposed to the person who was awake and aware and freaked out and stiffened up and took a whole lot more damage than the person who could be extra flexible.
Yeah, and that happens with whiplash in cars too.
Right.
If somebody sees the car accident happening, God forbid, they tense up, and that could lead to muscle tears and bone breaks and some other nasty stuff. But
wait. We have a sponsor who is perfect to go talk about if we have any sort of bone or adjustment needed.
Dr. Anna Marie O'Looney from North Rockland Chiropractic.
That is correct.
Yeah. Do you know she's going to be a vendor at the Rockland Music Fest?
Is she going to have a 10-minute tent or something like that?
No, bro. Check it out. She has created a completely new thing that she's doing. I don't know. Like it's actually a new business that she started, and it's called Threads Up. And she basically takes clothing and puts like logos for companies and things on it. So she's going to be our first introduction to rock t-shirt. She's going to be over at the Rockland Music Fest, and she's going to be selling clothes. I'm like, yes.
But can we get chiropractic at the same time?
Probably not at the same time. I don't think that the two businesses interact. Like, it's not like get a jacket and get a chiropractic.
Well, I figured she'd like straighten you all out and then fit you for your jacket, and then you walk away all standing up straight and proud wearing your jacket.
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? That would be a value add, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's like, and you want to do a lot of really good customer service these days,
Right.
especially with the tightening economy.
And the tightening of the muscles and the bones.
Yep. And
So,
if you watch out, it could break.
Flexibility.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Yep. 42.
Flexibility of mind is also important too. I see a lot of folks who have these rigid ways of thinking, and it gets them into so much trouble because they hold on to these things as facts, and they may not actually be true. Feelings aren't facts, and I try to remind myself of that all the time. And I'm entertained when Tommy's feelings overwhelm his facts, and then he has to dial it back and go grab those facts back.
Yeah. Well, I could tell, without mincing words, that the last time that you and I were together, I went off on some things.
Right. And, it's good to have your passions.
Yeah.
But it's also good to be flexible to receive more information and more perspective, because the thing that you might be so angry about might just be that you're seeing it in the wrong perspective.
Well, yeah, but I have 15 years of data. So where do you pull the trigger? Like where
I think you have
along
to
the
ask
line of
Captain Picard about data or lore.
Lore,
Sorry,
about lore.
Trek,
yeah, lore went bad, and they had to
well.
deactivate him. But
Yeah.
when you get, and I get the analogy, data and everything, but when you have 15 years of information that goes in the direction of not what you want to happen or don't want to happen, but what has happened, where along our timelines do we take a stand for something, whatever it may be, and say, okay, I need to put in my 2 cents, and I need to make sure that my 2 cents is heard, so that you can alter the course of the future just a little bit.
Well, those who need to hide from the truth are usually the people that need to be revealed the most. So as long as you stand in a place of truth and you address both sides with the light of truth, then you might be the bad guy because it's an uncomfortable truth, but it's still the truth and it's still a fact. Right?
Yeah.
And it can't be, well, I feel this way. It has to be, no. 2 + 2 = 4. Right? The math is there. It is supported. You have documents. You have research.
And 14 times 3 = 42.
Does it now?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Mathing is hard.
Well, that's and here's
flexible math.
No. And here's the problem. It is a mathematical problem. Okay. And the problem is this: is that when an economy gets skewed in the wrong direction because of various things that are happening. For instance, environmental versus economic. They unfortunately don't always work too well together.
Right.
Okay. And it's important that, that there's that healthy balance, because if you take one out of balance with the other, then it's not good for the right now. And I think that that's what's happening. And we see the tightening of the economy happening. Right. So anyway, but this time, Mike, I'm going to curtail myself, and I'm not going to go into but I worry, like, when do we say, no, we got to shift it this way, and yada, yada, yada.
Well, unfortunately, we as individuals don't have that kind of say. We as individuals have the ability to bring these concerns up and to bring up possible solutions with the consequences that go with them.
I'll tell you one consequence is I don't think a lot of people in Stony Point like me right now.
Well, and that's a feeling, not a fact. So There's no fact of
I
any of
can
that.
feel it coming in the air tonight.
Phil Collins. So
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't care.
But it's what you're doing, being informative. The only suggestion I have is to lean into your facts and to lean off of your passion when you're speaking about it, because the more inflammatory you get, the more your message is lost. The more you yell. If you are sitting in the truth and you are just there to help the citizens see what you see, and if you are seeing it wrong, let them correct you too. Flexibility of mind.
No, and that's the thing
Flexibility of mind.
and I have to, I'm trying to put a spotlight on the problem, and it has to do with the pipeline. Okay. I'm trying to put a spotlight on the problem, but I'm also trying to put a spotlight on, for instance, some entities that haven't really voiced their part in this. And I'll give you a perfect example. Where's Orange and Rockland?
That's always a good question.
They were responsible for the daytime construction because they're installing a new gas line. Okay. They haven't said a thing. And we reached out to them too. Not a thing. So, and at this point, it's just questions.
I only have feelings about O&R, not facts. So I will not speak on that.
Yeah. And look, we pay our bills and everything like that. But like, what's the daytime traffic is specifically the thing that is gutting retail in the area. There's like 18 to 20 businesses just in Stony Point that showed up at Rock's Kitchen for the meeting with Senator Harcum. And there's another one in Haverstraw tomorrow at 12 noon over at Haverstraw Town Hall to talk about the effect over in Haverstraw. I spoke with Whole Shot Bagels. Clevin.
I know Clever well.
Clevin and Victoria. The two of them, they're such a sweet couple. The bagel shop is right across the street from where my dad, my grandfather, and my stepfather are all buried.
Let me tell you, those two are the old school American dream from an immigrant perspective. Like, you come here, you work hard, and you can make. When I first started going to Whole Shop Bagels, they were but workers, and within 2 months that I was going there, they had bought the place and they turned it into some really, really. It's an amazing family restaurant.
Absolutely. Yeah. They put their head down. They got the work done. It's everything that I wanted the bike store to be, except we didn't have bagels. We had bicycles.
I mean,
the market wasn't as good for bicycles.
You can eat bagels.
You can eat bagels.
But you can't eat bicycles.
You cannot eat a bicycle.
No.
Thank goodness.
I guess if the bicycle was made of bagels.
Well,
we're
getting into a manufacturing process that we need the number 42. Yeah. So, all right. So, in conclusion, the number 42 is
no. Flexibility is 42.
Yeah.
And we need to be flexible of mind, and flexible of body, flexible of spirit. Take new facts and bring them into your algorithm, your personal algorithm, since everybody's got algorithms these days. Algos, right? And we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen more than you speak.
Mm-hmm. And that's why, Mike, I'm really happy that you're on the show on Wednesdays, because quite frankly, you're able to buffer my insanity.
And you temper my insanity by going, I can't be insane like that. One of us has to be reasonable.
Well, yeah. And we just, I guess we got to take turns.
Well, my turn for my insanity will be as soon as we log off. But folks, remember, Rockland Music Fest is coming up.
Let me bring up the end music here just one more time.
Rockland Music Fest.
Get together one more time.
September 27th.
Yeah.
River Stadium.
Yeah, hang on. Okay, so we're going to thank our sponsors: Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp, Kobe Sushi, 202 Cannabis, Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty, Lauren Molino Muller, Howard Hanna Randfield, Whole Shot Bagels, that's Clevin and Victoria, 99 Signs in Nyack, New York, Workforce Development Board of Rockland County, that's Rockland Works, Clean Space Maintenance Management Company, St. Thomas Aquinas College, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, Sparkling Clean Homes, and Outsource My IT. Fantastic IT services. They can help you to get your entire organization safe and secure. Fiesta Acapulco. And finally, last but not least, Rockland Music Fest, coming September 27th to Clover Stadium with 10 bands, including our headliner, Magical Mystery Doors. Meals on Wheels Rockland is our charitable recipient, and we'll see you next time.
Rock the music.
Fest. Yeah, we missed the, what did we call that? The mark? Like, when you hit the mark with the...
And we're stumbling, and we're bumbling, and we're out.